जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Today we are celebrating our 64th Republic Day, and I extend my good wishes to one and all present here. Today is also an occasion to pay homage to those who laid down their lives for the safety and security of the nation. We owe a deep gratitude to them. May I now request our chief guest to kindly address the gathering.
Okay, I will kind of speak for you because I have not given you sufficient kind of time. Okay, so normally we had not had the speech on the Republic Day. I think we are growing, we are changing, and with the IMTech program we are also getting lots of things streamlined. And today we have Prithvi to kind of guide us. From now onwards he will formally kind of take charge of these programs. And what I thought was that it might be good to kind of give you a couple of minutes. Okay, registrar had put 20 minutes, don't worry, it's not going to be 20 minutes, it's going to be 2.5 minutes, okay. So I think it may be good for you people. You see, luckily, okay, at least I belong to the generation kind of born 4 or 5 years after the Independence Day. So what happened is, at least our parents have lived at least 20 plus years in the pre-independence. So, but because we are so close to independence, we at least have a kind of curiosity to look at what happened, because you people are sufficiently far away, you may not even know about those days. It may be first and foremost interesting to at least go to Wikipedia and look at what a republic means. And you will be surprised that republic as such is something which is studied quite widely. If you actually go to large universities like the universities which many of us went, in the Department of Political Sciences will teach courses on republic. There are books written on republic. There are still research being done on different forms of republic. But more interesting, if you actually look up Encyclopedia Britannica, which you guys can't easily do because there is a paid subscription, but Wikipedia at least is free, you will find Greece and India are the two instances of republic which are widely studied. But I think one thing which you have to remember is very simple. Republic is a public government. Before that, government was private affair of an individual called king, the monarch, etc. And the reason why I urge you to do that is, unfortunately, there is a big movement in this country towards making the republic into private affairs of some 20-30 families in this country. I hope it does not happen, and you, tomorrow's India, should actually ensure that does not happen. Second thing, you might be academic curiosity. You should also find out that 15th August 1947 we became independent, right? We became a republic only on 26th January 1950. So it will be interesting to see what happened in that period. And more interesting, I will spend a few minutes on one individual who is kind of dear to me, has a lot of influence on me, comes from my town. His name is C. Rajagopalachari. He was the Governor General of India between November 47 to January 25th, 1950. Mountbatten was the actual appointed Governor General. Mountbatten had to go to attend a royal wedding, so he had asked Rajaji to be a substitute, kind of caretaker. But the interesting thing is, and again some of you may not know, until January 25th, 1950, the seat of power in India was not New Delhi, it was Calcutta. Now it is called Kolkata. So the Viceroy was sitting in Kolkata, and Rajaji, in his inimitable style, was an extraordinary frugal in his lifestyle. So he kind of surprised everyone as the Governor General of India, he washed his clothes. Okay? And immediate reaction of most people was disgusting. What kind of stupid guy? But Mountbatten comes back. He also has a very negative reaction, but looks at him closely. He finds that he drives a message. He says, look, now we are a public government. So everybody is equal. That is the fundamental principle of republic. Right? Everybody is equal. We all do our stuff. So we should get away from slavery. We all use people. But you know, the idea is that it is not that the big man does not do something, the lower person doesn't. And you'll be surprised that the influence of Rajarji on Mountbatten was so much. He decided to leave and made him permanent Governor General and went back to India. The second thing, which many of you may not know, Rajarji was to have become a president. Somehow didn't become a president, doesn't matter. He went back to, and then Nehru asked him to be a minister. He did tell Pandit Nehru that, look, I am a difficult person, so I will not be, because he is not a person who belongs to, he is not a ex-minister person, right? So, but Panditji insisted, and he was a minister without portfolio, and then for a short while he was the home minister. And it's interesting for posterity to note that there are two individuals, one of them happened to be Rajarji, who did sound the then Prime Minister Nehru about possible China debacle. If only Panditji had listened to, history would be different. But much before that, Rajarji resigned and he said that the differences are too much, we just can't do it, so he went back. But what is special about Rajarji is daring to be different, right? See, a lot of times in life, when something is in thing, whether you like it or not, you fall for it. But I think what makes great men are you stick to your conscience, stick to what you want. And many things he did. Let me not kind of, one thing important for you to know, that I think people like Rajarji, what makes them great, in spite of such an amazing career. In fact, there are cases where English advocates and English judges have recorded what a great day it was to listen to Rajarji handling cases. So he was a remarkable, gifted lawyer also. And what is interesting is his book is still one of the most widely circulated and read book. The two books, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, so they are, in fact, if you actually go to, there is something called Library of Congress, which maintains what is called the most read, most circulated top 1,000 books in the world. You will find Rajarji's books, right? He could write so well. More interesting stuff. He could compose a small poem, set it to Carnatic music in the last year of his life. He lived for about 95 years. So what is interesting is how you could actually keep these things, because it's important for you as youngsters. You can be a great coder, but you could be a great musician as well. Okay, so don't compartmentalize life. Life is a lot. I think that is an inspiration which you get. So I thought that I will spend a few minutes talking about one person closely associated with the Republic Day. Okay, so thank you and have a great day ahead.
I now request the choir to kindly present the song.
जो देश है तेरा, स्वदेश है तेरा, तुझे है पुकारा, ये वो बंधन है जो कभी टूट नहीं सकता, मिट्टी की है जो खुशबू तू कैसे बुलाएगा, तू चाहे कहीं जाए तू लौट के आएगा, नई नई राहों में दबी दबी आहों में, खोए खोए दिल से तेरे कोई ये कहेगा, ये जो देश है तेरा, स्वदेश है तेरा, तुझे है पुकारा, ये वो बंधन है जो कभी टूट नहीं सकता।
Thank you friends for that wonderful song. For more than 6 decades now, we have been a democratic republic and have been guided by the principles of justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. The 64th milestone is marked with the many successes that we have achieved in different fields and a host of issues that need our attention. We can look at our achievements with justifiable pride and focus on our shortcomings with a spirit of resolve. It is the manner in which we address the challenges we face that we will determine the destiny towards which our nation is steered. As we are celebrating the 64th Republic Day of India, we students have some responsibilities to shoulder and some duties to perform. Here is a question that each of us should ponder upon. Am I proud of my country? Do I love my country? Only during a cricket match, right? Unfortunately, our patriotism comes out only during matches, and at all other times, we are busy fighting amongst ourselves in the name of region, religion and whatnot. If India is what it is today, it is only because of us. People make a country. I would like to make a gentle reminder to one and all here that our constitution talks about rights and duties in the same breath. Let us take a note today to do our duties for the country and for the environment. Let us take a note to explore our country in its history, geography, culture, literature and technology as much as we can. I take this opportunity to tell you all one more thing. It is with great pride that I am sharing this with you today. Many of my friends outside this institution are quite amazed by the number of festivals that we celebrate here at IIIT. And that too when a majority of us belong to different parts of the country and some of us are even from different parts of the world. We at IIITB are a perfect example of unity and diversity, and I today request all of you that we take forward this even after stepping out of this institution and affect other realms of the society positively. However, there's one last thing that I would like to add. Quoting Mrs. Pratibha Patil, all Indians undoubtedly have many more identities, but we all have a common underlying identity that we are all Indian. With this, I wish you all a very happy Republic Day once again. Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram!